And good evening, my good people. Welcome to the Friday night edition of the Blitz Pickup. Y'all already know what time it is. We got free agency. Hey, I hope y'all can see my title. It say "Let Sully Cook." We're gonna talk about my boy Sully cooking in the free agency, or if we think he's cooking. We also gonna talk about. Hey, we seen Malik Willis. He had a presser. Now he did have a press conference, so they officially announced him. So we have to look at. Well, I'm gonna look at it a little differently. I'm gonna see how my co-hosts feel about it. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that plus a couple more things. But before I do that, let me bring up my co-host. You know what I'm saying, Lou? Come on up, my brother.
Tone. What's good, dog?
Lou, what's good, Lou? What happened? You sound like you're ready to get something off, man.
Hey, man. Listen, man. Listen. People know when me and you, when the dynamic duo gets together, there's gonna be some fireworks somewhere along the lines of this show. So I'm just happy to see my dog, man. What's good?
Okay. It sounds like some tooting ready to go. I don't know. I know that tone of your voice, man. It sounds like a little tooting ready to get on. You know, that's what it sounds like. But listen, man. Hey, man, y'all know I didn't have no time to hit the spaces today, so this is my first time speaking to y'all. So shout out to y'all. Y'all get in the building, man. Hurry up and get in the building. Hit that like button on the way in, cause we got a banger for y'all today. A little change of mindset here. After what's coming out. But shout out to Nene. I see you in the building. Nene, she says she'll be a good one. Hit the like button. Shout out to Nene. 987. Shout out to Mystic Brother. 987. Good evening, fan community. Got my popcorn ready for this show. That's for sure. Idle Man, what's up? What's good with you, Idle Man? Oh, my name is just in the building. Boy, two things you can't count. I mean, you could count, I guess, count on taxes and the show never starting on time. They said it does. They said it does. On the time they said it does. Well, technically, it's
we say 8-ish. 8-ish. That's what I thought we said.
So we right on time, basically. Road Runner, shout out Fins Up. Cap for life said Sully cooking, baby. What kind of meal though? Cap, is it gourmet? Is he a gourmet chef, or he cooking in the microwave? Let me know. Cooking up on a budget, I like it. Oh, okay. Look at Road Runner. Road Runner say cooking on a budget. Mark Brown, what's up, fellas? Shout out to you, Mark Brown. Shout out to everybody in the building, real quick. Hold on. Roadrunner said negative or positive. I'm happy to have gone. McDaniel gone, good gone. Let's ride, Willis. All right, let's ride with it. Oh, okay. We got a Malik. Oh, my bad. My apologies. I called you Lou. Malik Anil. What's good, man?
Hey, listen, Tone. I might be warming up a little bit to Malik, but you know what? Let's get into the show first. But I might be warming up to the idea.
Vamos Gatos. What's good with you, brother? What's good? The deuce is loose. Oh, he gave. It's not the oos no more. It's the deuce. Oh, we did see he got his number.
The man just left the city, man. Can we relax a little? Dang, are we still taking shots at Tua, man? Can that man live, Tone?
He said the deuce is loose. Let the man do his thing, man. Y'all hit the like button, man.
Nah, man. Y'all can't take the oos is loose from the oos, man. Y'all need to slow down, man.
All right, so listen, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the show. First topic on the slate. Free agent acquisitions. Got a list, a couple of people. We signed Tutu Atwell, y'all can see right there. At the bottom there. We signed another receiver too, right? Lou, did we?
His first name's eluding me, but Tober from
Taylor Tober, yeah. So Tober, so two receivers we signed. Greg Dolphins, we already know we bought them back. Jamari Sawyer, right? Sawyer, that's his name, from the Chargers, right? From the Chargers.
Yeah, the offensive guard and tackle.
Yeah, they bought the cornerback, Marco Wilson, Zane Anderson. I think Lonnie was early. Lonnie Johnson. We bought in two kickers. Two kickers. Hey, Lou, competition at every.
That's the narrative you're running with. We competition now, kicking.
I'm just telling you what's going on. Jalen Tober, thank you, Mr. Pope. competition and everyone. You brought in 2 kickers, not one.
You see, I be trying my hardest to to get on y'all side, and then you say some dumb stuff like that.
Patterson came back and they signed Zane Gonzalez. I'm just saying. But anyways, Lou, anything stand out?
Well, we also added Josh Uche. I think it was like
Joshua
2 years ago.
Uche, the edge.
2 years ago, the edge out of New England 2 years ago. I believe he had 11 and a half sacks.
11 and a half.
And then he played in Philly. I think it was 11 and a half. Or it might have been 3 years ago. Yeah. And I know he spent last year in Philly and stuff. So, here recently, it was probably maybe an hour ago, we signed another edge from Baltimore. I forget his name. It's a crazy name. I don't even want to say it because I'll mispronounce it.
You'll butcher it, huh?
Oh, I'll tear that name up, Tone. but yeah, we also signed him. So a lot of guys, Tone. I
UFL punter. I forgot we signed a punter from UFL. So yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I seen. Well, he was off I think Tampa Bay practice squad, or he was on Tampa Bay's roster last year.
You took linebacker David Ojabo. And we also signed another player. He came from something Bell Jr. Is it David Bell Jr. or something like that? He was with San Francisco. My boy Sully cooking. What you got going on, man?
Listen, it's balling. It's balling on a budget. You see what I'm saying, Tone? We got to get 90 people on this roster. So it's going to be a bunch of guys like this, lower price players until June 2nd or whenever June 1st is, because that's when another 20+ million comes up, into the Dolphins' hand.
Yes.
So it is what it is. There's going to be a lot of bargain basement shopping, but to be fair and again objective for the job Sully is doing so far, I can't complain with none of the real moves. Right? It's again a bunch of guys that have a bunch of potential. Maybe they just haven't proved it yet. Now Tutu Atwell has some resume. Jalen Tolbert from Dallas, the 2 receivers they brought in, resume. Josh Uche resume. So, but there's a lot of guys that just potential talent. We could see we don't have a resume to go on from production. But hey, Tone, again, I'm trying to be fair to Sully. What he's doing with the budget and some of the maneuvering that he has to, obviously deal with, I think he's doing a pretty good job in that aspect. I won't take that away from him, Tone. I'm trying to do my best job of trying to give these guys some credit, because I don't want you coming out here in the community telling people, oh, look, I be down, or Lewis don't hate them. No, I'm giving these guys credit. They're doing a pretty good job so far. I can't lie.
Hold on, Lou, before, usually Lou get in the chat, but let me get on my Lou shit real quick. 27 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Road to 900. Shout out to the 4 or 5. I think 5 new subscribers we got since last episode. Welcome to the Blitz Pickup, and we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share our content and help grow the channel. Gameboy 305, my arch nemesis. It wouldn't be a show without him taking a shot at me. Does Tony still believe that dumb narrative that there's no national anti-bias towards the Heat after Brown's record setting performance? Laugh out loud, shake my head off. I saw you put this on X. Now, usually you be on point with everything. Like when you come at me with some legit things. This is my first time I'm gonna say you dead wrong on this one. Gameboy 305. I'm one of the ones that understand the bias towards the Miami Heat. I mean the Miami sports in general. Like if you heard me give my take on I said one thing when I know that is back is when the hate start coming. When people start trying to downplay how good we are. Now I know we're back because that's how it is when we do good. That's how it is. Never. So I never think you might be mistaken me not believing Bam or Tyler Hero are the type of players that you could build around, for me not saying it's a bias. No, I'm one of the ones that will let people know about. Listen, when Miami doing well, the rest of the world, they're gonna hate. And that's why we carry that swagger like that. That's why we walk into people, right? That's why we walk into people's trap, so to speak, and still show that swag. That's just a Florida thing, period. You get what I'm saying? So no, I do understand that. So I don't know. Maybe you got a little sideways. Now I am Tyler Hero hater. Now you're 100% honest right there, factual right there. So you're on point with the Tyler Hero hate, and also the Bam out of back, because I like Bam, but I just don't think he's the guy. He's not the guy. He has to be your number 2 or your number 3. He cannot be your number 1, and we already know Tyler Hero cannot. Tyler Hero should be your 6 man. I'm gonna be real. Tyler Hero should be your 6 man. If you building around, or you trying to build a game plan around Tyler Hero, it's not going to happen. So I just wanted to address that, because I didn't have time to talk to my people that much. Had some, knew I had to bring my brother up to speed backstage about the day I had at work. I had to let people know it is what it is. But to the topic.
Tom, when you said it's a South Florida thing to like walk in your trap and take over your trap, you mean like what Indiana did coming? Tone, listen, people been telling me, giving me context for the last month. I just need a little context. You mean like that? Like what Indiana did?
No, they didn't have swag behind it. And they had a South Florida dude at the helm. So, maybe he taught them a little something. I can't hate on it. They did their thing, man.
Okay, my bad. Hey, I just need a little clarification on that.
They did their thing, you know what I'm saying? Can't even really hate on them, Hey, man, it is what it is. But, yeah, to the free agency things, I think Tutu Atwell, I'm sorry. He's what? Is it Atwell? It's Atwell. Mm-hmm. That's a deep threat. Jaden Tober, I think, is another deep threat. These are not, for me, right? These are not your number 2 wide receivers. I think Tober have the possibility or the capability to be, but he's not proven. So I don't think these are you still have to go out and get a legit number 2 wide receiver, whether it's in it's the first round draft pick or in the second round. You have to invest in a legit number 2. I don't think these guys fit the bill to be a number 2. And that's just my personal opinion. Edge, I like to see what they're doing, and I like to see them addressing edge and linebackers, because we need edge for the most part. Yes, we need a lot of edge help. But I did say this. I said a lot of guys that they're going to be bringing in, especially with the bargain shopping that they're going to be doing, we still need guys to fill up the roster that's going to be special team aces. That's going to be help out the special teams. Because what we tend to do as fans is we ignore the special team aspect. We don't think about that group. That unit right there is back out of sight, out of mind for fans, because we only care about defense and offense, because that's what we're watching for the most part. But you don't think about special teams until when? A block punt. A punt return get returned on you. A kickoff get returned on you. Or you get a fumble on kickoff return, or you start noticing, man, every time we get a punt, we can't get 1 or 2 yards. Or every time we get a kickoff, bro, we cannot get past the 20, 25 yard lines. Then you want to think about special teams. So shout out to them for not ignoring the special team, or at least understanding we need to get somebody's in the buildings and some people that could probably most likely help out on special teams. So with the budget that's been had, I think these are the type of moves that we expected them. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about a Tutu Atwell or Jalen Tober. If y'all go look at the free agents that I was talking about, there wasn't these type of guys. These type of guys at least have some experience, and they've have success, resemble a success, and they could be a legit, like Tutu Atwell is a legit deep threat. Legit. That is a fact, right? And Tober, he was showing some signs of promise, but what's our big word over here? Consistency. Neither of these guys are consistent. So let's pump the brake just because there's names that we know or names that have made a big play here and there. They're still who they are. They are who we thought they are. If someone shows you who they are, you believe them. So from the production and watching them, these are guys that they can contribute, right? We've seen Tutu Atwell contribute to a Super Bowl. So, yes, he's been in a big – he has that experience. That experience can help out a lot, especially when you're going to bring in a lot of young guys that you're going to rely on to have a lot of game experience. It's just how we have to, because of how we have to build our roster. So it's going to be a lot of young guys. And then second-year guys that we're going to rely on too. Especially the D tackles. You know what, Lou? And I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. Before I go to the other side of the football, what do you think they're gonna do with Chop?
I think Chop is going to be on the roster.
You think they're gonna try to move him out outside linebacker or something? Like I don't think they're gonna try to use him at the edge.
Yeah, but I don't like him. He's not
Meaning,
good in coverage.
meaning,
He's going to be terrible in coverage. Chop. He's Tone. I think he's going to be on the roster for sure. I think they're going to see how it plays out early. Could he possibly get traded at the deadline? That's a possibility, at least for me.
I didn't
Right?
think about that.
But do I think he's going to get the chance? Yeah, I do think he's going to get a chance to go out there. And, I think there'll be a short leash on him, though, for sure. Again, we're going to hold Jeff Hafley to his word, Tone. What did he always say? There's going to be competition. And you got to be out there making plays to be on the field. That's what that man said.
Yeah.
So I think Chop gets every opportunity, and we'll see where it goes. But for me, early hot take, Tone, possible trade candidate at the deadline. Week 7, week 8 starts approaching. I think it's now week 9 is the actual deadline. I think you could hear possibly Chop's name coming in week 6, week 7 as we start getting closer. I would say, especially if he's not performing, Tone. So that would be my answer.
Let me ask you a question. Right now, he don't have no type of trade value right now. Like me personally, I never thought of it. Maybe I didn't think it because I don't see them putting him on a trade.
Could you get a 6th round for him?
You gonna get a 6? Think about how that sound, Lou.
I know it sucks.
6th rounder for the 21st overall pick.
I understand, but that was from the previous regime, and this new regime don't have no ties to him. So again, if he's not in your plans and you're not going to re-sign him, and again, I'm just throwing a 6th round out there. That's worst case scenario. Could you get a 3rd? Could you get a 4th? He's still young. Remember, Tone, this is only year 3. He was a 1st round draft pick. You have virtually, if you did trade him this year, you would have the rest of this year to whatever team got him, all next year, and then you would still have the 5th year option if you wanted it.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe could you get a 3rd for Chop? I mean, who knows? He's still young.
Now, this is the only reason I'm saying no, because let's not forget, we had to pay to get a 3rd for Jalen Phillips. And whether we like him or not, and me and you, you coined the phrase, built like Tarzan, play like Jane. But when that man is on, he's one of them ones. He's just not consistent with it. And then he's at one point in time, he looked like an all-real defensive end. All-real, like he looks unstoppable. And then you get those games where he just disappear, or he let people break his tackles, and he got James Cook wrapped dead to rights, and James Cook just runs straight through him. Right? But the type of, especially before that injury, he was coming into a zone, and we had to pay to get a 3rd. With the production you got out of Chop Robinson, I think Chop Robinson have 9.5, maybe 10, but I think it's 9.5 total sacks. Total.
Yeah, it's terrible.
A 3rd is a little, that's like a 6th. When you were saying 6, maybe a 5th or 6th, I'm like, that's more realistic if you're thinking about that, And I think as far as the position that we're in, we need as many bodies as we can. So I don't know. To this year, I don't know, but that'd be a hot take, Lou. But
I would be looking at
any value from him.
Well, you're probably not, to your point, Tony, you're probably not going to get no value. But at the end of the day, this new regime, if it's a player like that look, again, I'm trying to be as nice as I can to Chop, but I'll say this. He's virtually, well, you know what, Tony? You absolutely right. Well, then he's just a guy that has one ability. It's his speed on the edge. That's it. Yeah. He's terrible against the run. So virtually you're telling me he's a one-down player virtually. Because on 1st and 2nd down, he's not a player that he's not stopping the run.
Robert Quinn. He's not even a Robert Quinn, because Robert Quinn at least got to the quarterback.
There you go, Tom. So virtually, if he's not really giving you nothing from the pass rush, and he's terrible against the run, at that point, bro, just get him off the roster. Like, what are we doing? I don't need you here just to have a body. I'll go get it, bro. For that, who cares? Like, I'm not waiting on a player like that. Now, again, if he comes out in the first 4 weeks of the season, Tone, he has 4.5 sacks, and you can feel him on the field, then cool. Again, we'll keep progressing. But nah, bro, if he gives us another slow start and he's what he's been the first 2 years, nah, bro, I don't give a damn. Week 7, week 8, I'm on the phone with teams. Hey, what you got for Chop? Oh, a fourth, cool, send him. Gotta get him up out of here. What we holding on to him?
Nah, I got 2 things. He say Cookie Monster, one trick pony. They will keep him for third and long this season because of his contract. He don't have he's on a rookie contract.
I get that too. Yeah, I get that too.
He's on a rookie contract. Mr. Pope, maybe they would play Chop in a similar role as Mr. Pope. All respect, because you always support, and you Chop Robinson and Micah Parsons, Mr. Pope. Don't do it, bro. No.
Chop. Yeah.
No, Mr. Pope, we not doing that, my brother. Nowhere near. No, we not doing that. Heck no. You know what Micah Parsons is? He's a game wrecker, game changer. He's a guy that you have to allocate multiple people towards him, so he do not destroy your game. Yeah, now it need to show up in the playoffs with Micah Parsons, which that's what a lot of people brought to our attention. But Micah Parsons and Chop Robinson, nowhere near. Now I do know maybe you was talking about the similarities because they were saying that Micah Parsons has a hard time, or you could target him in the run, but he's not going to be used in a role. He said, bro, I said maybe. There's no. He said, I said maybe. Oh, there's no comparison. Yeah, but the similar role part is like Michael Parsons' role is he game disruptor. You game plan around him every game in and game out, and you have to identify where that guy is at every single down, every snap. But yeah, Lou, I just wanted to ask you that because that is something that's intriguing to me, and I'm like, I really don't understand, what they're gonna do there. What do you think about Jamari Sawyer? Now, the Chargers offensive line was awful when they 2 bookends got down. They had to put. I think Sawyer had went outside to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is what I think. I think they're going to bring him in to be a guard. I think he plays. It's night and day how he looks at tackle than the way at guard. Mm-hmm. We have a huge hole at right guard. We need a right guard. We already know Coach Strange went. Actually, look at that. Coach Strange went to the Chargers. So hey, Sawyer, you come over here, Jamari Sawyer, come over here and get you a right guard position, and you still address it in the draft. But what do you think? You think they probably is a possibility that they move him to guard and not use him as a tackle? You could technically even use him versatile, but you think that's a possibility, or what are your thoughts on that? Do you have any thoughts on what they probably could use Jalen Sawyer?
No, I'm with you, Tone. I think the initial plan when you sign him is to bring him in at that right guard position. Because remember, a couple of days ago, they read up with Austin Jackson as well. So I think they'll keep Austin Jackson at right tackle, put Sawyer in at right guard, and again, you still address it in the draft. I will say this, though, Tone, about their flexibility, because you highlighted he played tackle with the Chargers as well. So again, in a pinch that we also know that Austin Jackson usually gets hurt, right? Yeah. You address the guard position in the draft, and worst case scenario, Austin Jackson goes down, you slide Sawyer right to that tackle position and insert your rookie guard, whatever, and keep it pushing like that. So I think for the most part, again, Tone, a guy that still young, but has had some reps. I think it was over 1,000 snaps in the league, started for the Chargers. So again, not the big like name free agent, but a guy that you could probably plug and play from day one. And again, not a liability, not the top echelon free agent, but a pretty good signing. Again, with the money that the Dolphins have to play with, this, that, and a third, getting a guy like that. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to kill Sully for that. I think it was a good move, especially getting two positions, right? Yeah, the versatility, the flexibility, I think was a good pickup.
Yeah. Now they pick up some cornerbacks. I do know a common theme. They looking like they get cornerback that's 6 foot and above, like 6'1", 6'1". I think two of them are 6'1", one of them is 6 feet. I do think that the dude Wilson, what's his name? What's his first name? Marco Wilson. I think he's 5'11". So I see that they're addressing that position. I didn't know, right? I saw a tweet yesterday on X. Someone posted, we have way more cornerbacks than I thought. We just they're forgot about. Remember the Jason Mateer,
The Storm Duck.
Jason Marshall, Storm Ducks. Now you got Brandon Marshall Jr.
You brought back Ethan Bonner.
Brought back White Lightning, baby. Brought back White Lightning,
baby.
Yeah. What's the guy that's always hurt, that's always injured?
Who are you talking about?
The one I got injured last year.
Oh, Juju Brent.
Juju Brent. Like we have like 8, 6 between 6 and 8 DBs. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now, are there starter calibers? No. But
well, they remember last year they had Storm Duck penciled in as one of the starters.
Yes, he did. Yes, he was.
So again, a bunch of guys told you the athleticism is there.
Yeah.
You don't question none of these guys' athleticism or the size. Right. The size that they present, all that is there. They just they don't have the resumes, right? But again, from an athletic standpoint and some of the things that they can do, that's there. They just got to be coached and they got to be able to do it. But from an athletic standpoint, that room has some talent in there for sure.
Yeah.
Untapped potential.
Think they're bringing back Rasul Douglas?
Again, I think that's a possibility.
I was looking, I'm like, if they bring in Rasul Douglas, that's a veteran presence. I'm quite sure they're still going to address, obviously, they're going to address DB, cornerback more specifically in the draft. The more I look at who they bringing in, the more I think they might not go cornerback as high as I think we're looking at it. They might end up picking a safety before they get a cornerback.
Yeah, they need to start dressing that safety room. That's what they need to do.
Yeah. I'm looking at what they're doing in free agency, and I'm like, They may want them a game changer at safety.
Could they be showing their hand in the draft?
Don't you say it, Lou, because I was just about to.
Could they be showing their hand in the draft?
No. I know a lot of people are going to be happy. I listen, Caleb Downs, love him as a prospect, great guy. Watched him on film. He's always going to make the correct play. Sure tackler. He have it upstairs cerebral. My only issue, and I told Neil this, and y'all know, shout out to Neil. And I told all of the people that are fans of Caleb Downs.
Shout out to Neil. My bad, Tom, but shout out to Neil. Yeah. Shout out to Neil.
Yeah. We should talk to Neil, matter of fact, because he's really good at the draft stuff. But but when it comes to Caleb Downs, actually, Lou, I think I sent you a video last week sometime with what's the guy that be doing the combine? And he was saying he had the same.
You talking about Rich Eisen and Daniel Jeremiah?
No, when his name comes to me, I'm gonna tell you. But he had the same thought process that I had, because I was like, I was just talking about this in the space, and now I see him saying this about Caleb Downs. Watched film on him, 2 years of film, and the one thing that stood out is the game-changing plays. He's everything that you need in a safety, but at 11 or a top 10 prospect, you need game change. You need the Ed Reed type. You need the Sean Taylor type. The Eric Berry's, the Tyrann Matthews types, and Tyrann, I don't think he went in the top 10. But those guys that create turnovers, those are the guys. Look at Nick Emenwari. and he went in the second round. So you talk about investing the top 11 pick on him. I need to see those type of impact plays that I haven't seen a lot of it. But I won't be saying Idleman, great name, Dylan. How you say it? The Eneman. I'd rather get him, Lord, not in the top. That he probably be the second, maybe the second cornerback. I'm a safety off the board. But that's all I'm saying. But looking at you probably knew where I was going with this. Looking at how many DBs and what they're addressing in free agency, I'm like, they address one safety. Was what's his name? Zane Anderson. That's his name. Zane Anderson. But we have a lot of cornerbacks on this roster. So I don't know. I hope, man. I hope they don't go. Not at 11. Not at 11. I won't be.
I wouldn't do it at 11 either.
But I will be. I won't be happy about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I won't be happy about it. Cause
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. I mean, you like I say, we got the Jacoby. You see the
I'm taking Jacoby Thomas in the 4th, 5th round, and I'm calling it a day, dog.
I just, but yeah, so that's a good observation right there, Lou, that I had. I'm like, all these cornerbacks, and look, they got the size, the length.
You gotta address the safety though. Yeah.
That Halfley was talking about. Maybe they may be tipping their head a little bit. Not the direction I would go, but we don't have a 4th rounder. Sean said we don't have a 4th rounder.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think we didn't have I thought we didn't have one. Well, a 5th rounder. Cool.
And we got 3/3.
Yeah, we got 3/3. Worst case scenario, yeah. So like if you don't think he's gonna be there, you take him in the 3rd.
Yeah. Hey, 40 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button. Help grow the channel, share our content, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Road to 900 is on the way. So, and we appreciate all the new subscribers. Shout out to y'all. I meant to bring up this dude. He was like, he watched the film breakdown last episode. He said told us to keep doing it, and he was most definitely gonna subscribe after watching it. So shout out to him. But last but not, go ahead.
Tone, real quick, I got to stay on topic real quick with the free agents. I know we're talking about guys we brought in. I just want to pose a question to you. I've been contemplating some things, right? Ever since we did the film breakdown on Wednesday about Malik Willis, and I know later we'll talk about him. People have mentioned, and I think me and you both, we like the Greg Dulcich signing, right?
Greg Dulcich, yeah.
Okay, cool. In free agency, there's a tight end out of Cleveland, went to the U. Tone.
Njoku.
I like Greg Dulcich, right? But if Njoku is willing to play ball again, I'm not breaking the bank. Don't get me wrong. But with some of the things that Malik Willis can do, and they want to run the ball, right? You're going to probably run a lot of 2 tight end sets.
Yeah.
With the escapability of Malik Willis
personnel.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Well, personnel, Tone, right? Wouldn't you like to pair? Could you imagine Malik Willis with that ability to throw the ball, and you get some guys maybe that can run up the seam, Greg Dulcich, David Njoku, hell, Tone, in the draft, right? We're talking about Caleb Downs, and maybe we wouldn't get him there at 11. A guy like Sadiq, right?
No, not 11.
I wouldn't do it neither, Tone. What I'm saying is you get 20-something plus million when that money comes from Bradley Chubb, right? Yes. And some Tua money, right? Tone, you looking at David Njoku as a guy that you would be looking to bring in?
Depend on how much. And how they structure the contract.
I'm just saying, Tone. I
prefer not to. Don't be real with you. Listen, I prefer not to. It would be a nice luxury to bring in a guy like him, to give a weapon to Malik Willis, because what you don't want, right? After watching the film breakdown, and I'm glad you brought that up, we see the maturation of Malik Willis. And you don't want to bring him in and have him be the one that have to do everything first year as a full-time starter. You want him to have weapons, people that big body, that could go, that target range is there, and guys that could create after the catch, even though they're tight ends. And Njoku is a tight end, but he create after the catch. So, I prefer not to. But if they want to bring in a weapon, I won't be mad at it. But time will tell, because after the draft, we'll see how they approach the draft, and then we'll figure out whether they have I'm not gonna say the wiggle room, whether they still could bring in another weapon. Because let's see how much they invest in, let's say, wide receivers or weapons, so to speak, and that would tell me a lot of, okay, now go give me a Njoku. Let's see how they build this roster out first. Tight end, and it's just me. Tight end is way down on the list of priorities for me, way at the bottom of the priority. But yes, if they do it, I'm not mad at it. I will be probably kind of happy, because I'm like, listen, you invested in this guy. Y'all saying that's y'all guy because y'all took a fly on him. Put some weapons around him. And let's see, let's see how it pans out. You want to put your team and all your players in the best position to succeed. And I think we all should agree that you go get him a guy like David Njoku, you putting a weapon around him, because now you have a dynamic tight end, a guy in Waddle that shows the capability of being dynamic on the outside. And if you go get a legit number 2, this team don't look as bad as we initially thought it would be coming into the season. At least for me on offensively. Because now...
Well, to your point, Tone, even defensively, I like some of the pieces on the D-line. The 3 rookies we drafted last year. We still have Zach Seiler. Again, bringing in some free agents. The linebacking core, I don't think it's bad.
Ariel Dawson and Jordan Brooks, pretty good.
I think the linebacker's pretty good. Again, Tone, to your point about this team maybe not being as bad as we initially thought, I'll say this. My biggest concern with this football team is more of the coaching staff than the players actually on the field, if that makes sense. Because I have questions of Jeff Hafley. Everybody knows that. I also have questions with Bobby Slowick, our new offensive coordinator. He had one good year with C.J. Stroud as a rookie in Houston. The next year, Tone, he was fired. I don't know what happened in that situation. Offensive line coaches, we went from Butch Berry, that he showed he's done a pretty good job when he was here. We went to Matt Applebaum again, and the offensive line coach in Houston, that, again, Houston had one of the worst offensive line in the league last year. All I'm saying is, from a team standpoint, I'm not saying we're contenders, but I do think what you said was valid. Maybe this team is not going to be as bad as we initially thought. The biggest concern, Tony, and I'll throw it to you, is more the coaching staff for me, because of the virtually unknowns with Jeff Hafley. A big concern of mine, again, Bobby Slowick, and then the other guys that really don't, positional coaches, I'll leave that alone. But specifically those 2, if they are as advertised and they're as good as what people are making them seem, maybe this team might not be that bad, Tom.
And let me ask you this question too. Patrick Paul, left tackle. Left guard, you got Jonah. And Brewer at center. We don't know, maybe, Jamari Sawyer at right guard and Austin Jackson at right tackle. How does that, how does that offensive line look? Is it, how people do, oh my God, we have a terrible offensive line.
No, you got to add pieces to it, but I don't think that's a bad offensive line at all. I don't think it's bad. Why? Do you think it's bad?
No. I don't think so. I'm the one that be pointing out, right? When everyone tried to make it seem like this line was terrible and it's always been terrible, that they never addressed the offensive line, I'm always the one that point out, no, let's go over the starters that they address, right? You remember when I pointed out from the time we had Teron Armstead, what his name, Isaiah Wynn, Connor Williams first, guard was Robert Hunt, and Austin Jackson. That was the start lineup.
We were good.
So I want to address that. And then they switched out Connor Williams for Aaron Brewer, right?
Mm-hmm. And he's
cool.
been good.
But I'm just saying, if you look at it, no, we have had pretty decent offensive line. Now they can't stay healthy. That's been our problem the whole time. But no, Lou, hold on, let me look something up real quick.
Yeah, Tone. Again, while you're looking that up, I don't think this team might not be that bad. I just got questions with the coaching staff. But again, to your point, the offensive line, I think that that's the starting offensive line that you mentioned week one. Yeah, I think you can roll with that. And especially, Tone, in a miracle situation, Francis Mauigoa is sitting there in the draft at 11. And if that offensive line that you just highlighted, Tone, and now you get a guy at 11 like Francis Mauigoa, or hell, Tone, in the draft, you trade back in a trade back scenario, and you're able to get that your guy Vega out of Penn State, let's say a 16, 17,
Ooh.
something like that, and you add that kind of piece to that already made offensive line. That's what the better teams do in the league, Tone. So, nah, again, I think the offensive line is good. You just gotta keep building it. But so far, so good, man.
Okay. I was trying to add something. Let me see. I'm gonna try something real quick, Lou. Um, but question mark. Boom. Let me see if it's right, man. Boom. I did my first time. Hey, listen, man. Vote. We got a poll. Vote on the poll in the chat. Let us know your thoughts of how y'all feel about Sully so far. 48 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button as well. So yeah, so that the reason I brought up the offensive line because it seemed like the closer we get to the draft, the more they starting to build out this roster, and we have to. And shout out to you, Lou, for saying let's wait before we do our big board to after free agency because it'll change a lot, right? Because I know on my initial big board, quarterback would have been a little bit higher before we brought in Malik Willis. Cornerback. Cornerback was what number one.
No, that was number one for you. Yeah.
And then edge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, now things are starting to change. So shout out to you for saying, hey, let's pump the brake. Let's not do the big board yet. Let's, wait until free agency because we'll have more of an outlook on what the team needs are, and we can make a more legit, accurate big board, at least for us. We doing it for fun. We just like to do things over here, to see how we look at these prospects. And mind you, we have way less what you call that accessories at our hand than they do. They have a lot of things that they could draw on. But so now things aren't looking as bad as we thought. So let's see how that big board look. But with all that being said, Lou, let's go move on to the next topic, my good brother. And if y'all know, as we all heard, if y'all haven't watched it or listened to it yet, Malik Willis had a press conference. So they officially announced him today, the signing. And I'm going to be honest, you have a press conference for a guy, to Lewis' point, and he's been saying this the whole time, that's your starting quarterback. I know they said quarterback competition. Yeah, y'all can compete, but they pay him to be the number one, the number one quarterback. They pay him to be the starter. He had a conference, and they was asking him questions and about his journey, things of that nature. Now I'm gonna get into a couple more details, but my brother called it out from the get-go, and I tend to agree with him. But having a press conference, that's what you do when you announce your starting quarterback. That's basically what you do. When these big free agent acquisitions, those are the guys you have a press conference for. When you bring in a guy like Tyreek Hill, you have a press conference for. Maybe a Jalen Ramsey. And now you just did that with Malik Willis. So that tells y'all everything that you need to know of the thought process, which going in, we initially assumed that even before they brought him in. But Lou, initial thoughts on Malik Willis' press conference?
I'm not gonna lie, Tone. And again, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. If it was me, I wouldn't have brought Malik Willis in.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on that. I will say there's a lot to like though with Malik Willis. Tone, doing more of the film breakdown because you watch film, I watch film. We everybody watches some kind of tape, right? Even if it's highlights. There's a lot to like about Malik Willis, and then you listen to him and you see him, right? And again, you got to now show me. But Tone, you asked specifically about a press conference. That's what a press conference is supposed to look like. Tone, I think me and you are the same in the aspect of we're good in reading people, right?
Yes.
We can identify, certain things real quick. I've noticed that about you. I feel like I have that same inkling. But you look at that kid, he has the right head on his shoulders, it seems.
Bingo.
Right? Looking people in the eye when he's talking, there was no stuttering, there was no hesitation. The presentation, it just everything seemed right. So in the aspect, I use a baseball analogy. Runner on first, runner on second, runner on third. Malik Willis came to the plate. He hit a grand slam for him. Everything about him, the way he carried himself. Tone, we talk about leadership, especially all last year. We would have debates, arguments. We would fight with people, this, that, and third. One thing me and you always talked about was mindset. We got to have dogs in the building. We got to have guys that really want it. I don't know, Tone. Now it's in the you got to show me. But everything you said got me a little excited. I'm not going to lie to you. Tone, it was a complete home run. And then you match that with the abilities, especially what we kind of highlighted on Wednesday. Tone, I'll say this. I watched Rich Eisen. I suggest everybody go and watch. It's like an 8 or 9 minute clip. Rich Eisen was talking about the first time he even seen.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Tone, and now there's video. There's video going and showing it out. Tone, Rich Eisen said that he was on his way to the combine. Malik Willis coming out was also on his way to the combine, Tone. He pulled over, got in his bag, started handing a homeless person right there off the side of the street, clothes and shit.
Yes.
Right? Now, Tone, let me kind of break it down for the people. That's an 19-year-old kid. Tone, he's going to the biggest job interview of his life. He's going to the NFL Combine to show his skills. And that man had the wherewithal at 18, 19 years old to see a homeless person and pull over and start handing. That goes to show you the moment, like things like that. On his way to the biggest job interview of his career, Tone, of his life. That was your mindset. Nah, that's a leader. That's the reason I told that story, Tone. That's not a guy that's looking to follow anybody. That's a guy that's looking for guys to follow him. And you match that with some of the ability, Tone, and things that God gave him, right? Nah, Tone, this might turn out to be more of a benefit than I initially thought. And again, that's just me being objective, Tone. You know how I am. I wear my emotion on my sleeve, and when I don't like something, I'm going to voice it. Mm-hmm. But, the more and more you do your research, and I've learned that kind of from you. Hey, do your research, find out, look. Nah, Tone, again, I got to, kind of walk back my initial thoughts. But again, I'll say, Tone, I'll throw it to you. Now you got to show me, Malik, but I'm definitely on your side now.
Yes, facts. Listen, all 40 of y'all in the building, make sure y'all vote on the poll. Let us know if y'all impressed by Sully so far. 53 of y'all now. Listen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're first time over here. Help grow the channel. This is where you get 100% authentic content. And there's no holding back over here. But listen, to the Malik Willis. First thing first, let me say this. You need to show us on the field. Right? Talking about the press conference, you said it. Knocked it out the park. Home run. I want to point something out. Because you said head on the shoulder, shows leadership qualities, talking, looking people in the eyes. You want to know what he wasn't, Lou? He wasn't rah-rah. He doesn't have that carry voice. You know how most people think of a leader is, he's soft-spoken. But when he spoke, he didn't seem like he was tentative. He didn't seem like he was non-confrontational. Right? You remember when I said, oh, you don't have to be the biggest, baddest guy in a room to be a leader. You don't have to be the type of guy to yell. One thing that piqued my interest, that got my attention, when they talked about the leadership, and he was like, well, we should be leading each other. It starts with us. Took the coach, who he said the coach Lou? Players.
The players in that locker room.
He did not say nothing about coaches. And he said, I have to earn it by my performance, my ability, how I carry myself. He said, I have to earn it. But we should be leading ourselves, governing ourselves, holding each other accountable. Now it sounds good, but we need to see the actions.
You got to show me.
But I like the mindset there. And I just want people to pay that attention. And you want to know, I watched the clip of the video of him going in, and I'm like, I'm just going to watch it, because I know Lou going to be like, man, listen, they showed a video. That's all good. Let's see what you can do on the field. But I always pay attention, and I listen, and I watch attentively, right? Intently, I say attentive, intently. Guess what caught my attention? He said, facilities, grade A. I'm excited. Can't wait to go work out.
Tone, when there was a part of that clip, because I seen that same clip, Tone, when he was walking through the building and doing all the things. There was a part in that clip, Tone, where someone said, oh, we're going to get you some footballs or something like that. That man out his mouth was like, yeah, really, that's all I need. The next clip they showed was him throwing in the oh, I said, oh, Lord. Uh-oh.
Mindset, people. If he failed, at least we know it's not for a lack of trying. It's not for a lack of effort. And again, we got to call a spade a spade. He's saying, and so far doing all the right things. But all that means nothing if it don't translate to the field.
Absolutely.
I just want to, a lot, it has to translate to the field. I love the way when they would ask him questions, you got to listen to how he answered the questions. They asked him about his athletic ability. Oh, we just had to see about that. And then he said, oh, sorry, didn't mean nothing by it. But it's just natural. He said, but it does help me. But he want to talk about being a quarterback, not being an athlete. He want to talk about his maturation and how he admitted, when I first came into the league, I wasn't ready to be a quarterback. They asked him a question. They were like, well, how do you know? He was like, well, you don't know until you're in it. Once you're in it, you understand. You have to be honest with yourself. These are the things that you don't teach. I wasn't ready to be no starting quarterback. And when they gave him an opportunity, I see my sister Nene in the building. I know she's going to like this one. When they gave him an opportunity to possibly throw Mike Vrabel under the bus for the way he was benched, for not possibly throwing the ball too much, he was like, no, he didn't bench me for that. He benched me there because he didn't want me running around too much and getting hit. I know how he could get Mr. Screwed, and it looked like he did this and that. Didn't take the opportunity to take a shot at the coach that benched him.
No.
He said he didn't want me running around getting hit. That's him letting you know I put myself in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Tone, at 25 years old, for a young man to sit there in front of everybody and self-admit that he wasn't ready coming into the league, he's showing humility there. He's showing like, don't worry about it. Hey, I wasn't ready. I learned. Tone, they asked him a question, and he started mentioning about how he trained, and the trainer he's been going to or whatever has taught him it's about mechanics. It's about doing the right thing all the time. Just because you have that cannon for an arm, don't always throw with your arm. use your lower body, turn your hips, this, that.
Yes.
He talked about working at his craft.
Craft.
Tone,
Perfecting his craft.
again, I'll throw it back to you, Tone. But for 6 years, and again, from day one, Brian Flores identified this guy's not working hard. We had that guy in the building for 6 years. Day one, it looks like we're not going to have that problem anymore. So, hey, from that standpoint alone, Tone, we're already ahead of the curve. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So looking at again, and I want to keep reiterating this. Okay, it sounds good. We need to see it on the field. Y'all know I'm going to be out there. Yeah, I am going to be out there, and I'm be like, talk is cheap. Now I need you to show action, put them actions into words. I mean, put them words into action. Sorry, because actions speak louder than words. But we have to give our thought and our take on what we saw at the presser, because and get it. We coming from what we had last year and 6 years prior to that, as far as can stand to hear our quarterback in the media, because he was going to say something that embarrassed this franchise, or that we're going to have everyone in the media talking about us in a negative light. So I think it was refreshing to see a guy like that at the podium and the way he carried himself. And you know what? The honesty, because we were saying how Tua was brutally honest. He was honest too. Honestly saying, yeah, those two guys had a lot to do with why I chose to come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sully came to me when I saw him in the. What I'm noticing too. A lot of people are asking Sully about their performances. Keep track of that. He said, I asked Sully about my performance, and he was like, he doesn't give me that. Oh yeah, you did good, or the half-ass, the PC answer. He said he gave me in detail what I need to work on. I think that says a lot about Sully as well. If what they saying is true, that he's been honest with first Halfley said this about Sully, and now Malik Willis is saying this about Sully. Well, he was honest with me. He was brutally honest. He didn't just tell me, yeah, you do this or whatever. No, you asked me, I'm gonna tell you, no, I think you need to work on this. This you did this well, but these things that you didn't do so well at. I think that's really good. And a guy that do not mind being critiqued, a guy that seek out help and opinions and say, hey, what are your thoughts? What do you see? How can I improve? Anyone that's willing to learn, that's always a sign of a great person. And you could work and you could develop people like that, because you have to be willing to accept constructive criticism, people. So that is, I say, we're ahead of the curve when it comes to that standpoint. And we'll see. Let's see it translate to the field. I'm most definitely gonna have pay special attention to him while he's at practice, to see the development, to see how we interact with the guys. Then what I want to listen, and I'm gonna say this now. I'm going to be paying attention how much emphasis they put on doing the drills the correct way. Right? I want to know if someone mess up, do they just be like, okay, go? Or do they be like, hey, do they do some correction right on the spot? Because how you practice is how you play. Practice make perfect. Perfect practice make perfect. That's what I was taught. You have to try to be perfect in practice. Therefore, when you get on the field or in the game day, you're so used to making sure you do everything the correct way perfectly, that you have that same mindset going into the game. I forgot who it was, but I remember it was the story. The guy was like, hey, listen, our coach teach us, whether we're up by 50, we're down by 50, I want you to run this play like it's 0-0. I don't care about the score. I don't care about the scoreboard or the down the distance. What I care about is, are you going to run this particular play perfectly? That's what I want you thinking about. And he said that what helped us not get crushed by the pressure or overwhelmed by pressure, because we're so used to practice. I don't care about the mistake you just made. I want you to do this right now. I don't care if you just caught a bomb 50 and 9. That means nothing. Very next play, I need you to do that perfectly. And he said that translated to game time because we trained. We trained to do that. It became second nature. Okay, cool. That was a big play, but we need next play. We need to make that perfect. So perfect practice makes perfect, not just practice. Perfect practice, because I saw the difference in practices. I told y'all, I'm like, when I saw Vic Fangio, I saw the attention to detail. I saw the making sure, not even if you're a veteran, you run that correctly. Oh, no, come back here. I want you to do this. No, I'm not just telling you just to tell you. Now show me what I just told you. And if y'all go back to when I was talking about the training, I'm saying, I do notice he's making them run these plays over and doing their drills perfectly and putting emphasis on it. No, we're not just walking through these drills. We hit these, we doing the bag, the D line. I told you it was Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer. He was like, no, come back here. Run it again. Come here, Zach Sealer. Run it again. I didn't like the effort you put there. Yeah, I know you look, but you did a half-ass look. No, I want you to look as if you're looking for something, because when I have him back there raising that football up, because I want you to practice identifying the football in the quarterback's hand and knowing when to put your hands up. Not just, and just throwing up because you think he's going to throw. No, I need you to learn how to get eyes on the quarterback. So those are the type of things that I am going to be paying attention to. I am. It's the little things, the small, the paying attention to details. That's what I'll be looking at. And we'll see, right? Let's see how the team takes to Malik Willis, and let's see how, if he goes out there and, like he said, earn the trust and the respect of his team, and not expect anything to be given to him. Speaking of not expecting anything to be given to him, they asked him about, do he expect to be the starting quarterback? And he said, yeah, I think I have to earn it. I need to come in here with the mindset that I need to earn this starting position. Nothing should be given to nothing. And he said that go for every room, including my room. He said this. Now, all of us on the outside looking in, like, well, you got paid $45 guaranteed. You are in a press conference, my brother. They basically let you know, announcing you as the starting quarterback. But I like for you to be humble. Great signs. All great signs. I know any team with a new coach starts. No, it starts 2 weeks early, Tony. It's 2 weeks. They have a 2 weeks head start. The new coach. Let me see. But anything else, Lou? I know I went on a little spiel there.
Oh, no. I agree with it. I agree with a lot of that.
Yeah. Anything else? It was a lot for me, that stood out for me. And, just the way, he handled himself. It was like, okay, so far, so good, and I know, and I can't wait to see, I got a bone to pick with certain people, but I know people probably used to hearing us being critical. But I just want y'all to understand and realize we're critical when it's warranted. Y'all know Lewis. Lewis has been telling y'all it's trash. He don't like it. And he don't think it was worth it. And he still feel like he wouldn't have brought him in because of the lack of, what you call it, experience. There's not experience. There's just not enough there. But at least, like, just look at the difference. He's go back. He'll be like, well, I got to call a spade a spade. I think he hit a home run in that press conference. Now, if y'all say, oh, no, Lou, you just buy toward the team, I just want y'all to go back to when we brought in Sully and Halfley. He was very critical of their press conference. Voiced his displeasure with how they deal with that. So you see the objectivity right there. You see the keeping it 100 right there. The I'm going to call a spade a spade. Even though I don't like this, y'all know how he been killing Malik Willis since we was talking about being linked to him, killing him. But you have to be honest with what you see. I told y'all that last episode on Wednesday when we did the film breakdown. I went into this film breakdown to show y'all the negative of why this isn't enough, and I left impressed with what I saw. Most y'all probably thought I was gonna come here and be like, you know what I'm saying? It was at one point. Well, we'll talk about it later, but just go look at the plays. He had 35 passes. I showed y'all 18 of them. I showed y'all 18 of them. That means there's only 17 that was out. And that's me skipping. You know, he got sacked 3 times. He had some 7-yard, 2, 3, completions here and there. One incompletion against, the Giants where he threw it to and Christian Watkins dropped the pass in the end zone. The one touchdown that he threw that me and Lou said, I think that was a bad decision, even though they caught it, things of that nature. So for the most part, I showed you all his film. But we have to call a spade a spade. Now, if you put some BS on film, I will be here again. Me, Lou, Insanity, Jess. We are going to be here breaking down the film and say, no, sir, this is unacceptable. The arm strength show up. The maturity shows up. So.
Yeah, a lot to like, Tom. Definitely a lot to like with Malik Willis. And I'm glad you said what you said. I'll say it again. If it was me, I still probably wouldn't have brought him in. But there is upside there. And as far as yesterday in the press conference, and bro, so far so good. To your point though, and my point, I'm bought into you now. Again, I'll be objective. I'm bought into you now, but now it's about showing. So all that talk and everything, it sounds good, it sounds cute, but now you got to prove it. So, but a lot to like, man. You got to give the kid or the young man some credit. It looks like he again has a good head on his shoulder. One thing I will say, Tom, we were always talking about bigger quarterbacks, and again the PTSD or whatever from Tua over the last 6 years. They say Tua was 6 foot. I think they say Malik is like 6 foot, maybe 6'1". Tua was like 215, 218, somewhere around there. They say Malik is what, 225?
223, I think they said it was. Yeah.
Okay. Tone, I'll tell you one thing. They might be the same height or whatever. They look different, though. Like when you see Tua and you see Malik Willis, Tone, it looks like boys amongst men. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect. So, again, bro, a lot to like with Malik Willis. But yeah. There is a complete difference when you look at Tua to Malik.
Yeah, I was looking at him like I was listening to some Joe Rose. I think it was. It couldn't be. It had to be Omar, because he's the one that's in the building. He was like, and y'all know Omar is the biggest Tua supporter. He said, I have to be honest. They said they was built the same, but one of them looked like a linebacker, one of them looked like a quarterback. Like even he was surprised. Like I didn't know he was, carrying that 6 foot frame like that. So, and a lot of the concerns was being a running quarterback, which I still don't want him to be reckless with it. But yeah, I heard that this morning. Like, hey, man, listen, when he walked in that room, that was a linebacker.
Yeah, he built different.
So, okay, that's working on your craft. So, all the things, and listen, we only could call it out and call it how we see it. All the things that we've been asking for. Before I say that, there's 47 of y'all, or 45 now, of y'all in the building. Listen, Vote on the poll. We got 29 votes. Can we vote on the poll? Let us know. Are y'all impressed with Sully so far in his free agent? I'm about to close it out shortly, but yeah. So arm strength. He look like he's built, at least physically, to deal with the game in and game out of the NFL season. Saying the right things. So far, so good. We did even though it's a small sample size, did the film breakdown. A lot to like there. A lot. I'm talking about a lot to like there in such a small sample size. Shout out to Lou. You said that. Shout out to the homie TD. Him and Lou was going back and forth in the space about it. Yesterday or the day before? No, Monday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday. It was Tuesday because I was it Tuesday or was it Wednesday?
No, it was Wednesday because you said it was Tuesday. It had to be Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, and Lou was like, "Man, this is small sample size. Y'all give him all kind of credit, bro." And TD said, "Well, what did you think about this, the 38 plays? Well, what you thought about the 38 plays?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me go ahead and watch these." And looking at the small sample size, I put all of his snaps. He has 100 total. Just so y'all understand, he has 100 total all the last season. And that's including running plays and things of that nature. So, but it's 100 total plays. And with that small sample size, I'm just saying there's a lot to like. And if we need over here consistency, we need over here for it to show up in a moment. We started calling out. Shout out to Vicinities. He started telling about that schedule, and we were like, "Oh, there's gonna be a lot of opportunities to do in the big games."
Oh, for sure,
a lot. So we're going to get to know a lot about Malik Willis this season. It's not going to take too long. And I would like to point out one more thing. Go ahead, Lou.
No, go ahead.
I would like to point out one more thing. You can evaluate a quarterback even if you're not winning games. You can. The Patriots did it with Drake May. That team was terrible, but everyone was like, "Well, but he's showing promise." So just keep that in mind. You can show quarterback. Even though if you think we're going to have a winning season, you think we aren't going to have a winning season, we're going to figure out if it's because Malik Willis, or at least is he contributed to the lack of success, or is he showing promise like what you saw with Deshaun Watson when they went 4-12 that year, but he still led the league in passing and was, I think, second in touchdowns. Just had a terrible defense. So keep that in mind when we're looking at and evaluating the quarterback. There is no pass. I'm not, his first year, he don't have weapons around him. Okay, cool. Are you making the right decisions? Are you taking bad sacks? Are you having turnovers? Do you understand when to throw the ball away? Are you understand down and distance, situational football, when to not take a bad sack? When to protect the football. Red zone, backed up in your own end zone. Things of that nature. You can all evaluate that from day one. Are you taking command at that huddle? Do your teammates respect you? Do they believe in you? All of these type of things we can see from day one. So, yeah. Shout out to Joe Rhodes. I see you, Nene. Make sure y'all vote on that poll. Matter of fact, I'm about to close it out. Let me see. Give me a few minutes. But yeah, Lou. Anything else, Lou?
Yeah, Tom. I know we're getting close to the end of the show. I'll say this is one last thing about Malik Willis, and you kind of highlighted it earlier. The soft-spoken narrative, right? And I know sometimes they hear you and you get loud, and they hear me and they tell me, "Oh, Lou, you screaming all the time." That's just how we are. The thing I'll say about Malik Willis, Tom, when you highlighted the soft-spoken nature, I don't want people to misconstrue that. And I think you were kind of saying, I just wanted to echo those sentiments. as soft spoken or as well spoken as he was, and he presented himself, he never lost the command of the room.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody was, again, Tone, in sports, you always hear that, oh, does that person, whoever it is, have that it factor? Well spoken, again, it looked from listening to it, watching it, it looked like he has that it factor about him. You ain't got to be the loudest in the room, but when you speak, people are going to listen. That's that. That's kind of like that, what I got, right? And I see Nene, the command of the presence. I completely agree. Watching that, to your point, and I just wanted to highlight that. Very well spoken, very soft spoken, but no, you could tell that it factor showed up at least yesterday in that
Yeah.
press conference. He never lost command of that room. That shows the ability for me. Again, it's very early. It's kind of like his playing career, Tom. It's short. It's a small sample size. This is day one, but it looks like from that standpoint, I don't think he's going to have a problem commanding a press conference room, a locker room, or even on the field for that matter. I think people will gravitate to that energy, at least the energy that he presented yesterday, Tom.
Yeah, I say watching and watching on film, you have, well, at least me, had no choice but to be impressed by what you saw, and then listening to his press conference, I had no choice but to be impressed by what I was hearing. The way he was answering his questions, the way he was direct, um, the way he wanted to focus on being a quarterback, the way he was, wanted to admit that no, I wasn't right. The way he took accountability. They had to bring it up, and he was like, yeah, I was in the same scheme for multiple years that helped with my maturation. You know, Before they asked him, he didn't even make that as an excuse. So things like that, noticing what's going on and understanding, how to perfect his craft and what it takes to become a quarterback, and just being excited to be in a building, and get the opportunity. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, So those things are things that stands out to me. And like you said, I think we'll have a good read on characters, and you look at the guy, you be like, at least if he fails, he's gonna fail trying his best to do the right thing, and he's going by it so far, so good, the right way for me and my standpoint. But yeah, man, listen, man, we did have the poll. It was 85% yes to 15% no. If y'all was impressed with Sully, um, the things that he's been doing, I was shocked. I was, the Tutu Atwell and the Jalen Tolbert. That was a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting that type of thing. So, things that Willie Gay. I didn't even think about bringing Willie Gay back. He brought Willie Gay back. Remember, we were saying, Willie Gay was doing his thing in practice, but they didn't give him enough playing time. And let's see, he's a savvy veteran that can help if you bring in some young guys, bring them along, and he coming in cheap. I know there's a lot of those contracts aren't up yet, so I wonder what's up with that. But so shout out to 85% of y'all that was impressed by Sully so far. The 15%, hey, is y'all prerogative. He got to show y'all more. I'm not mad at that either. This is more along the lines of what I was expecting, so I wasn't surprised. I came off impressed. I'm like, I didn't even think about those two receivers, and you got two veterans there. And then if we could get that guard position locked up, then yeah, it's listen, man. All this is saying that we can have this is not going to be a year off, which I initially said that's how they were going to approach it anyways, and we're going to judge them with everything that they're bringing in. Everything they're bringing in, the approach that they're taking is the approach that I thought they were going to take. We're here to win now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not taking no. These moves don't paying $45 million guaranteed to a quarterback. Don't say they're taking a year off. No, that means we're here to win now. Bringing in these type of veterans that you're bringing in, this is not a take a year off type thing. If they was trying to take a year off, I think it would have been like how Lou said, man, you got Quinn Ewers in the building, right? You got Jada Waddle and Achane in the building. You could get some capital for both of those guys, and we'll move. We'll look forward to next season. And one of the biggest telltale sign that they, oh no, we're trying to win now. The way that they took some of that money of Tua's off, instead of 67, they took the 54 hit this year to push, instead of 37 is a 40, I think, whatever it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever it is. That says a lot. We need some. We need some to make some payments this year, bring in some guys this season. So, yeah, y'all look at it from that standpoint, and that's the mindset that I want. That's the mindset that I thought they were going to come in with. And hey, it is what it is. Now, again, I'm gonna say this one last time. It has to work out. We have to see it translate to the field. But yeah, it's still to be determined. But Lou, anything else before we get up out of here? Hey, shout out to y'all. It's still 43 of y'all in the building. If any new subscribers, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all, we was at 810, man. Try to get up to like at least like 815, somewhere in that round that ballpark. And tell a friend about us. Hit the like button. Comment. Come back afterwards and comment. And y'all, shout out to the people that be coming afterwards and having a little conversation. But yeah, shout out to y'all, everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all. But Lou, go ahead, man.
You know what, Tone? And again, we appreciate all y'all, all the new subscribers, everything Tony just said. But he did ask the question, right? Lou, do you have anything else? And I do, because we've been too damn friendly on this show tonight. It just seems like a lot of we've been agreeing a little too much. So let me get my revolver. See, towards the end of the show, we do bang, bang, bang. So let me shoot a couple times before I get up out of here. What's the point of having the revolver, Tone, if you don't even pull it out?
If you don't use it.
You see what I'm saying? So 39 still in the room. I just want y'all to know, somebody told me that Cater Cole, who wasn't worth $1.5 million, but all I know is Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo thought Cater Cole, who was good enough to bring to the now I want you to listen to this, the Super Bowl winning organization in Kansas City thought Cater Cole, who was one of those ones. But that's my final thoughts, man.
What's the contract looking like?
Hey, Tone, I didn't say nothing about no money, dog. See, you worried about the wrong thing. Can we salute Cater for finding a new home, Tone? That's what I'm asking you. Can you say salute?
Shout out to Cater, man. Hey. Shout out to Cater. Salute to you, my brother. Hey, boy. I thought we was going to get through a nice show. All right, get us up out of here. You might as well get the band. We know who the revolver go to now.
Hey, man, listen. This has been the Friday episode of the Blitz Pickup. From my brother Tone, you know who I am. Shout out to Cater Cole, who in Kansas City. Hey, man, the I got to get it right. The Malika Near era has begun, Tone. It's 2026, baby. The revolver goes to Malik, Cater, me, Tone, and the 40 of y'all still watching. We'll see y'all Monday for the next installment of the Blitz Pickup, man. Peace, love, and vapor rub.
Bang, bang, bang.